So this is happening again.
Are you okay? That looked heavy.
This is the final race of the F1 2014 Career Mode Championship for Season 2. This is Abu Dhabi, and we have double points at stake for this Grand Prix. As it stands right now, we lead the championship by just one single point over Lewis Hamilton. Nico Rosberg is also a championship contender. He is 25 points behind myself. So he's not quite as much a threat, but he could still win this championship if myself and Lewis tangle. But here we are in qualifying 3, putting in our first timed lap. We've been looking good despite crashing in practice. We've been topping all the qualifying sessions so far. So we'll see where we end up as we come across the line now. 1 minute 43.439. That is easily the quickest lap we've done all weekend. And if I'm completely honest here, I don't think the Mercedes could touch that time because they've been doing high 43s, like 43.8s and 43.9s in the build-up to qualifying. So I just think that that time is just too high for the Mercedes to get to. I don't know why, but for some reason we do have a lot of pace here in Abu Dhabi. I think it might be the upgrades finally starting to come through. Not too sure, but either way, very good time. We're going to bring it back to the pits. I think we're going to retire on that. And we ended up getting pole position in the end by 6/10 over Lewis Hamilton, our championship rival, starting right beside us on the front row of the grid. Rosberg is going to be a rear gunner for Hamilton in third. So without further ado, let's go to the race. So here we are in the McLaren pits for the final time this season. The equation is fairly simple. Two-stop, option, prime, option. We could go one or two ways with this. We could go safe on double primes, or we could use two sets of options and possibly risk our race position a little bit for more speed. But either way, the equation is fairly simple. We just need to beat Hamilton in this race. If Rosberg wins, we need to finish at least third or better to claim the title. So here we go, ready for the final race of this season. Hopefully a championship awaits. Let's go to the grid. So this is it, the final race of the season. We have a three-way showdown for this championship. I am really looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. And away we go here in Abu Dhabi. It looks like Rosberg has got the best start of anyone coming into turn 1. It's almost going to be 3 wide now, as we can see a Ferrari trying to get involved in there as well. But we maintain the lead only just over Nico Rosberg. Lewis Hamilton dropping down to second place. No, he's dropped further down, maybe even 4th or 5th, as Alonso moves up into P3. So a very perfect start for us so far. We've pretty much done all that we need to do. We have the lead. Rosberg is behind us in P2, so we can essentially just control the race, look after our tyres, get our fuel in a decent position, and we could be looking very good for the next 30, 40, 50 laps of this race, considering tyre wear doesn't play too much of a part. But anyway, on the back straight now, we can see our fresh power unit is starting to do us a world of good now, as Rosberg's starting to close the gap on the straights. He's going to be one to watch, especially after the DRS comes into it. So coming to the end of the first lap now, we're coming into the third sector. We can see Rosberg is around about 7 or 8 tenths behind, but we make a mistake coming into the third sector, locking up the inside front tyre, And now Rosberg is going to go on the attack now. That's just such an unforced error. We really didn't need to do that. We just put on so much pressure on ourselves. And now you can see we're going defensive into the penultimate and almost final corner now. We've got to do another 17 laps on these option tyres. It's going to seem like an eternity, pretty much a third of this race. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, lap 2, we can see a blue dot has pulled into the pit lane. That is in fact Lewis Hamilton. I believe he lost his front wing on someone in the traffic, and now he could potentially be out of the running for this championship because of that mistake. So that's a massive turning point in this race. We have all of a sudden lost a lot of pressure that we had from Hamilton. We only need to defend from Rosberg now, who's in second place, and if he stays in second, or if he even wins the race, we could still win the championship. So I'm going to try and almost look after my pace a little bit, look after the tyres, and make sure that I finish the race as quick as possible. Not in the best position, but in the quickest way possible, so that I just beat Hamilton, if you know what I mean. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, lap 6, we can see Rosberg. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he was actually waiting for me, or for my tyres rather, to start going off before he started to attack me. So now he looks much more threatening, and he now has the lead of the Grand Prix. We're going to put it up in a fast to try and stay with him if we can. Use his slipstream to sort of stay with him and pull away from the rest of the pack. It seems like it's a 3-horse race at the moment, if you include Hamilton. It seems like no one else in this race has the pace to stay with us as we go back up the inside of Rosberg on lap 7. So anyway, the next lap on lap 8, we're pushing as much as we can. We cut the corner a little bit, just misjudged the turning point, and we've lost a bit of our front left end plate. So that's going to harm our performance a little bit, take away a little bit of downforce, but it might actually make us a little bit quicker on the straights. But that's about the only positive we can get from that. We're going to have a longer first pit stop, so Rosberg will jump us in the pits no matter what we do. So that's a little bit disappointing. Going through the fast right-hander for the first time without that front wing, and we completely run wide there, going over the bumps, almost hitting that Rolex sign. We could have gone anywhere from that mistake there. It could have chucked us into the inside wall. We could have gone through the Rolex sign, which would have taken off our front wing with realistic damage. Our race could have been over then and there. So I was very lucky to get away with that. We'll just need to watch out for that now. With the reduced downforce we now have, we just need to take it easy a little bit. But anyway, lap 11, we understeered massively through that hairpin, and now Rosberg has a really nice run on us on this first of 2 big back straights. And he's actually not flying past us, which is surprising because he had DRS. We were running in fast, but he might be saving fuel at this phase of the race. I'm not too sure, but now lap 13, Rosberg gets past us a little bit easier this time, but we outbrake him coming into this chicane. I'm not too sure what that is. Is it a chicane? Is it a hairpin? Let me know. We run wide once again, almost hitting the Rolex sign. Man, my blood pressure during this race, it was going through the roof. As soon as I run wide through there, I wasn't really willing to let off the throttle. I wanted to keep going, but again, we run wide again through that left-hander. Now Vettel has the race lead. So very interesting scenes now. We're coming into the pits now. We just can't stay out any longer. The option tyres are absolutely wrecked. You can see how much damage or how much marbles and stuff are on the tyres. They're actually red on the tyre wear graphic, and with no front wing or partly damaged front wing, our pace was really just going out the window, so we couldn't stay out any longer. We're going on to a set of primes, which should see us through for the next 20 or 30 laps. I want to say 20, 22 laps, something like that. We'll be coming in around lap 40, and possibly going on to the options, or maybe primes again, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, lap 18, we can see the rest of the leaders are now making their stops. That puts us back up into P2. Ricciardo staying out for 1 lap longer because Vettel came in on that lap as well. So rejoining on the track, Vettel actually rejoins in effective first place, but he brakes so slowly coming into the first sector chicane that he's conceded the lead. We go round the outside and we've taken the effective lead once again. So we got off fairly lucky there, especially since we had the front wing change, which cost us about 3 or 4 seconds in the pit stop. For us to get the lead back is fairly lucky in a way. But anyway, lap 19, we can see Daniel Ricciardo has made his pit stop. Lewis Hamilton, as you can see on the leaderboard there, he is up in a 9th place at the moment, but not really making the inroads I really expected Lewis to be making, especially since he's in a Mercedes car. But I think he was about 30 seconds back after he made his pit stop, but he did encounter very heavy traffic. But anyway, lap 21, we can see Nico Rosberg right behind us on the attack. He is, of course, on the option tyres, so through this middle part of the race, he is going to be significantly faster than us on the much faster option tyre. So the longer we can keep Rosberg behind us, the better, I suppose. But it's almost a losing fight because Rosberg, because he's on the option tyres, he's going to come in much earlier than what we will for his final pit stop. So essentially, he's going to get the undercut. He's going to get the lead back anyway. So in a way, it's almost no point in fighting Rosberg because he's essentially already won in that aspect. But anyway, going side by side with Rosberg there, this is really not what I wanted. Neither of us, well, we were just leaving each other too much space, and neither of us really took the initiative there and took the lead back. But anyway, lap 22, once again, Rosberg is on the attack, going around the outside now into this chicane. So at the moment, at this phase of the race, I'm just debating whether I should battle with Rosberg, try and win the race, or should I just play it safe, try and drive my own race, not battle with anyone, and just try and win the championship, you know, as best as I can. But in the slipstream, in the DRS, we actually go up the inside of Rosberg there. We just got so much closer to Rosberg, and then he broke early coming into the braking zone. And then again, going through the triple chicane type corner, he was going so slowly. So yeah, this phase of the race was a real weird phase because I just went purple. I wasn't really pushing. I'm just trying to look after the tyres. I'm on the prime tyres as well. And Rosberg actually got away a little bit, but then he got held up by traffic. And now we're going up the inside of Rosberg again. So we have the lead once again. After I was conceding that maybe I should let him win, or not let him win, just try and run my own race, Rosberg has fallen into our clutches again, and we go up the inside, as you can see on the replay. So very, very weird part of the race, isn't it? You know, I didn't want to win the race, and now Rosberg starts to slow down. He gets held up, and now we're battling him once again. So yeah, just so weird how we didn't want to lose time, and now that's all that's happening now. We're just losing so much time just battling to Rosberg. But in saying that, we do have a massive buffer to Hamilton. I think it's about 20-25 seconds to him. So as long as he doesn't get too close, and I guess we can afford to battle with Rosberg a little bit. I don't know. We're just going to continue to push on. We're on the prime tyres. We've already done about 10 laps on these tyres, so Rosberg will be stopping soon. And we still have him in our sights, so we could potentially still win this race on much fresher tyres at the end. But after Rosberg got the lead again, he then decided that he wanted to push again. So I don't know. It was so weird. Everything that I wanted to happen, it just turned into the opposite. But anyway, trying to push on. I know Rosberg is going to pit in a couple laps' time. As you can see, I locked up on the ripple strip there, trying to use up as much road as I could. And now this is lap 35. Rosberg has now come in for his final pit stop. He has no option but to go onto the prime tyres. And I've stretched out my current set 22 laps, 23 laps, something like that. And now we're coming in for what should be an option set to the very end of the race. I wanted to go into the options because they are significantly faster than the primes. They almost have as much tyre life, or yeah, let's say tyre life, because the options, you know, they're very quick, but they go off after about 10 laps. But the same could be said about the primes, except they don't have the same grip benefits. So it's weird with this game. Sometimes the options are the better race tyre, but sometimes the primes are as you'd normally expect them to be. But either way, rejoining on the track, Rosberg has already overtaken us. I think he's about 6 or 7 seconds up the road. We'll see in a couple of seconds now what the gap is. And this is what we'll need to chase down Rosberg with. We have 5.8 seconds as the difference to Nico Rosberg to win this race, to win the championship. So as it sort of stands, I believe the options are about a second a lap faster than the primes. But with us being a player with no traction control, I think our tyres will still go off faster than Rosberg. So if we do get the lead, then we might see him putting pressure on us once again as our tyres go off at the end of the race. But anyway, lap 39, we're closing in the gap to Rosberg. It's 1.8 seconds. Rosberg got held up massively in the third sector thanks to traffic. So he lost about 2 or 3 seconds just in one sector alone. And the additional grip benefit we have has made up the extra difference. And now the gap is essentially down to nothing after, what, 3 or 4 laps now. Going purple a few laps in a row now. And Rosberg is right there, just 0.6. We'll surely have DRS the next time we cross the activation line. And there we go, lap 40, we can see we're in the slipstream of Rosberg. He moves to the inside, and it's almost like he didn't even fight it. Like he didn't have the grip to stay with us. He didn't have the grip to really battle us too much. He moved to the inside. We just went clean around the outside and took the lead of the Grand Prix. And after that, we just continued to push a little bit, not stretching the boundaries too much. Like I wanted to have a little bit of tyre life left at the end of the race in case there was a safety car or something like that. And then finally on lap 52, Hamilton shows up on the radar. He finally shows off a bit of his pace, but unfortunately for him, it's just too little too late for Hamilton. He really wasn't a factor in this race at all. He lost his front wing early on. He battled his way through traffic. He's now up in a P6, but he was just not in the championship fight today. For us though, we had a good battle with Rosberg. I think we actually won this race through our consistency and a little bit of luck through the middle stint on the prime tyres. But at the end of the day, we're going to come home in first place at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and now we are double world champions.
Great drive. You dominated the whole weekend. Pole and the race win. Fantastic.
So there we go, lads. We have won the championship here in Abu Dhabi, winning the final race. We've done it in style. We won the first season of career mode, and now we've gone and won the second season of F1 2014 career mode. If you enjoyed this series, then make sure you smash that like button. If you have any suggestions as to what career mode series I should do next on F1 2015, what team I should do, then let me know down in the comments section below. But I think this has to be said, and I mean this with the most respect possible to Codemasters, but these AI, they are pretty terrible. Like when it comes to racecraft, when it comes to the first lap, lapping traffic, these AI cars, they're just simply terrible, and you know, you can't really race them. It's not exactly a challenge. I'm winning championships in a Mclaren. I won the last championship in a Ferrari, and you know, I want to be challenged. Like seriously, I want to race in the top teams and really be challenged and make sure I feel like I've actually achieved something by winning the championship. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully F1 2015 can be the game that we all want it to be and make it amazing. So that's going to do it for today. Season 2 champion of F1 2014 career mode. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you?